what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot, and we're back for some player props and spreads in the NBA for Game 6 of the NBA Finals, what could be the final game of the NBA season. Click that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. We're almost at 7,500 subscribers, and our real number continues to grow day by day, so appreciate everyone joining the community. Click that like button, click that subscribe button. But let's talk about Game 5 real quick. We'll do a quick recap. We were 1-2, and we're just missed the dart throw SGP and the safe same game parlay, and just missed Giannis points over, which he barely missed because he missed a couple free throws towards the end. Khris Middleton, under 37.5 PRAs. Man showed up and showed out. Big game for him. Giannis, over 32.5 points. Just misses. And then my last player prop of the day, DeAndre Ayton, over 15.5 points. Was a no-sweat bet. The same game parlay, dart throw. Jay Crowder, 15+ points. CP3, 10+ assists. Just misses. What can you do about that? I posted a same game parlay on Twitter at Calling Our Shot. Follow us there if you haven't already. And we just missed from Giannis getting 10+ rebounds and a very, very high-scoring game in Game 5. Like I said, crazy game in Game 5. Let me know your favorite bet down below for Game 6. Shout out to AJ Davis, the newest COS All-Star. Look at all these people on the screen. We really appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you want to become one and get shouted out in the next video, click that join button on the channel. But let's talk about Game 6. Suns, backs against the wall, down 3-2, and they're 5-point underdogs. Bucks sitting at -5, and the over-under sitting around 221.5 points. And now I'll talk about the spread and the over-under, give you guys my thoughts and opinions towards the end of the video. But first, we're going to start with some player props. I got a bunch of them that I really like, so as always, do your research. Let me know your favorite one down below in the comments below. Where are we starting? We're starting with Devin Booker, and I'm taking his under 9.5 rebounds plus assists, -120, or consider his under in assists, 3.5 assists, sitting at like +140 value. Great value play. Now, the under in rebounds plus assists, I know it's only available on FanDuel and MGM, and you'll notice this does not say PRAs, points, rebounds, assists, or points, assists, rebounds, because I'm not really going to touch his points under. I believe his line is sitting around 30.5, 31.5, but I'm just going to take his under in rebounds and assists. In this series, the under in this exact bet, 4-1. Booker combined for 11 rebounds and assists in Game 2, but in all other games, he's had 8 or less rebounds and assists combined in all the other 4 games. In Game 5, he had 7. In Game 3, in Game 4, he only had 3. And I mentioned the value on his assists because Booker has not hit the 3.5 assists over in 3 straight games. He's had 3 assists, 2 assists, and 2 assists. So, you know, you got value +140. I don't hate it. In last game, he had just 3 assists on 4 assist opportunities. And we talked about assist opportunities because just because a person has, like Giannis, I believe he had 6 assists last game. He only had 7 assist opportunities. And while it felt kind of like more, you know, it's always something to look at because it can be, you're going to need luck to cash a bet. And so we're looking at Booker. I don't normally like him to get a lot of rebounds. He's not getting a lot of assists. I mean, this could be the final game of his season. So you think he's going to go out there and pass the ball? Absolutely not. There's a reason he gets a lot of comparisons to Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace. And while I won't be doing that, I will say I do like his under in both rebounds and assists tonight. And that's why I'm locking it in, under 9.5 rebounds plus assists. Now, sure, he's going to be in line. He's going to play a lot of minutes, but he always plays a lot of minutes. I believe he played 42 minutes in Game 5. And you're going to see a lot more minutes. Obviously, DeAndre Ayton playing 40+. Jay Crowder's going to play 40+ minutes tonight. I don't see Devin Booker getting a ton of rebounds, so I'm locking that in as my first play. The aforementioned Jay Crowder, over 10.5 points. My next one, -120. Jay ruined our last same game parlay dart throw in Game 5, but it wasn't necessarily, you know, he started off pretty hot. He had 8 points in Game 1 in the first quarter, and I was like, you know, I'm kind of liking this. Then he missed 3 straight shots, and he really never got going after that. Now, he didn't shoot a lot, but he finished with 10 points, just missing on the hook for this bet. And prior to that game, he had 11+ points in 3 straight games, including 15 points and 18 points in Games 3 and 4, which were both in Milwaukee, which is where the Phoenix Suns find themselves in Game 6. And that's what brings me to the home-road splits. And now, he's the complete opposite of Mikal Bridges. Spoiler alert, we'll get into him in a second. But at home this postseason in 11 games, Jay Crowder just averaging 8.3 points per game, 37% shooting, and 29% from 3. So you're like, oh, really, only 8.3 points per game in 11 home postseason games? That's not great. What about on the road? He ups that average to 13.1 points per game, 47% shooting, and nearly 50% from 3, 49% from 3 to be exact. Maybe he sees his teammates struggling like Mikal Bridges, and he's like, fine, I got to pick it up. Or maybe he just benefits from the boos from the crowds. You know, Jay Crowder's a feisty player, and maybe that boosts him over, but I like it. I think a lot of attention will go to Booker, will go to CP3 tonight, and I could see Jay Crowder getting anywhere from 7 to 10 shots, and pretty much all of them will be 3-pointers. So I don't hate it at all. I like Jay Crowder to have a good game tonight, and I'm taking his over 10.5 points, locking it in. Like I said, he's going to see close to 40+ minutes again tonight. Moving on to his teammate, we just talked about Mikal Bridges, under 17.5 points plus rebounds plus assists, PRAs, -113. per my and a lot of others in the Discord predictions, Mikal went over in his points in Game 5 like we talked about. He had gone under in the previous 2 games. Of course, he was going to go over because he was at home. Now, we've already talked about it, and we've hinted at it time and time again. Mikal, completely different player on the road versus at home. And I don't know what it is. Maybe he's just so young, not gotten used to that postseason crowd. Obviously, this is his postseason. But, you know, you look at it in the 3 home games in the NBA Finals this season. In the NBA Finals, just these 3 home games, Mikal scored 13-plus points in all 3 of them. What about the 2 road games in Milwaukee? He has scored just 11 points combined. Yes, he had 7 and 4 points in games 3 and 4. At home this postseason, he's averaging 13.3 points per game, shooting 41% from 3, which is where he scores the majority of his points. Now, on the road, just 9.1 points per game, 30% shooting from 3, and he makes 11 off this 3 ball, and you see that those percentages drop down a whole 10 percentage points plus on the road. Now, he's even attempting less shots, so he's not even being aggressive. He barely hit this over 17.5 PRAs despite scoring 13 points in Game 5. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go under today, and that's why I'm locking it in. Mikal Bridges under 17.5. I love him as a player. We'll love to watch his career develop throughout the years, but I'm just not expecting a huge game out of him tonight. You're going to see a lot of minutes, like we'll talk about in a second. A lot of minutes go to Jay Crowder. A lot of minutes go to CP3, Booker, Ayton. All of those guys will probably play 40-plus minutes. Not going to be a lot of minutes for other guys. Moving on, we're taking PJ Tucker. We're taking his under 4.5 points. Now, I know you're like, Austin, you haven't touched Giannis props. Yeah, because those are like sharp as heck. You haven't touched Khris Middleton props. Yeah, because he's either going over or way under. And I'm not touching Jrue Holiday props, although you will see them in the safe same-game parlay in a little bit. PJ Tucker, he started the NBA Finals scoring 7 points in each of the first 3 games. 7, 7, 7. He should have played the casino lottery because he would have hit a jackpot. But since then, he's managed just 3 points on 3 shots in the past 2 games. He got absolutely cooked by Devin Booker in Game 5, which led to you see Jrue Holiday being placed onto him towards the end of that game. And of course, you always got PJ Tucker. He's ended with 5 fouls in the last 3 games. That's what he does. PJ Tucker is like the 6th offensive weapon for the Bucks on the floor at all times. They'd rather take a shot clock violation than having him shoot the ball. That's how it feels, at least sometimes. Now, obviously, you saw the resurgence. Not really resurgence, but you saw Khris Middleton obviously keep it going, and Jrue Holiday, the resurgence of him in Game 5. I expect those guys to shoot a lot of shots. They always shoot about 20 to 25 shots each. Then you always got Giannis shooting 20-plus shots every single night. And not least PJ Tucker. He's just out there. He might attempt 1 3-pointer, might even only attempt 1 shot, maybe 2 shots this game. Don't expect that to suddenly change in this game. They're not just going to suddenly see PJ Tucker 5 to 6 shots unless they just leave him wide open, which I don't necessarily see that happening tonight. So I'm taking PJ Tucker's under 4.5 points. Don't mind taking his under rebounds or under in rebounds plus assists. Like that bet as well. It's under in PRAs, but I'm just going to lock in that PJ Tucker under 4.5 points, minus 115. Moving on to my last one, and we'll keep this one short, and then we'll talk about a safe same-game parlay, which I really like, and then we'll talk about spreads and over-unders. Payne under 7.5 points, minus 130, likely only available to people on BetMGM, but if you have a line for him, I take the under. Shout out to PM Barisano, I don't know, in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, link below. But he brought this to my attention, and I can't deny it. Payne has hit this over in 2 of 5 finals games so far, and has hit this over in just 5 of his past 16 playoff games. Obviously, he hit it more often in the postseason when they were playing against the Lakers because, like I said, he played a lot of minutes because Chris Paul was injured. He's also hit this in just 2 of his last 8 playoff road games, which is obviously, like I said, on the road. In a must-win game, we will see 40-plus minutes from Booker. CP3, who gets close to that, gets normally in the 35s, but we'll see more minutes. Obviously, Jay Crowder and DeAndre Ayton. Basically 40 minutes for all of those guys. Then you got 80 minutes left to split amongst Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Torrey Craig, and Cam Payne. Now, obviously, I just don't see a smaller Cam Payne getting in the game all too much. He's already playing only like 14 to 17 minutes per game in a must-win game. I don't see Monty Williams going to him a lot. And if he wants to go out to him, he still has to score 8 points, and I'm just not banking on it happening. Booker and CP3 are obviously all going to shoot a lot. Ayton will get his own shot attempts, and I'm just taking the under here, keeping it short and sweet. Moving on to my safe same-game parlay. It's minus 115, but let's talk about it. Here it is on the screen. Chris Paul and Jrue Holiday, both 6+ assists. Khris Middleton, 4+ assists. And Giannis, 8+ rebounds. Now, if you had played this same game parlay for every game of the finals, you'd be undefeated. A quick 5-0 in each of these games. And not only each of these playoffs have hit this in every game of the finals, each of these players has hit this line in every game of the finals, they've hit this line in at least each of their last 12 playoff games. So you keep playing this every single time, you're going to probably cash out more often than not. If one player wants to screw me or something, or get injured, then so be it. But I like the value. Obviously, you got Giannis rebounds. He's a beast. He only had 9 rebounds last game. Should have more today. Khris Middleton, 4+ assists. He's been getting that every single game. Jrue Holiday at just 13 assists. Chris Paul just a double-digit assists. All these guys are going to play a ton of minutes, and that's why I'm locking in this. It's -115. Not great value, but I'll put a full unit on it because I really like it, and I think all these 4 players will get these lines rather easily. Now, one player, moving on. Let's talk about spreads and over-unders. I'll put them on the screen. Obviously, Bucks favored by 5 points, over-under 221.5. I'd be curious to see where the public's money goes in this one, and I'll likely fade that one. Now, I'm not going to make any of these an official play because it's really hard to really judge, but I have seen that the Suns, I would normally side with the Suns because I think a lot of people will go Bucks, but then I saw the Suns were odds boosted to win, so I don't love that. The over-under, I would lean slightly towards the under. I mean, I was completely wrong last game, kind of leaning towards the under, and because both teams, they could not miss. Both teams were unconscious, and they were playing pretty decent defense. They just could not miss any shots, and so I expected, you saw Vegas, they didn't even adjust their over-under. Maybe went from like 219 to 221. And I think that both teams will miss some more shots today. Let me know your favorite bet down below. Let me know what you're going with. Bucks plus -5, Suns +5, over under 221.5. Let me know what you're going for. As a basketball fan, that's going to do it for us for this video. But as a basketball fan, I hope to see you guys back in Game 7. I hope I'm sitting back in the same chair Game 7 because that would be really awesome. And it doesn't beat that. But if this is the final recap of the NBA season, it's been fun. Now we got a lot of fun and exciting NFL and college football content coming your way within the next, and fantasy football content coming your way in the next 1 to 2 weeks. So get excited for that. We're going to do a quick recap. Devin Booker, under 9.5 rebounds plus assists. Jay Crowder, over 10.5 points. Mikal Bridges, under 17.5 PRAs. PJ Tucker, under 4.5 points. Payne, under 7.5 points. Same game parlay. Jrue and CP3, 6+ assists. And Khris, 4+ assists. And Giannis, 8+ rebounds. Like I said, good luck tonight. Go make some money today. It could be the final game of the NBA season. It's been a wild ride. Now, will it be the final game? I guess time will tell, but I appreciate all you guys for tuning in for the entirety of the NBA season. We can't do it without you guys. And as always, you'll be able to see Logan's MLB videos every single day, so keep on checking out those. I'll link my first official mock draft of the NBA or NFL fantasy football season. I appreciate all you guys. You guys are the absolute best. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This has been Austin, and hopefully this is not the last time giving you some NBA player props until October, but we'll see. This has been Austin. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace!